fan service is not needed in anime. It
It
might
really is.
actually be the worst part of anime at this point. Like, I don't see
Yeah.
no one like, yo, this anime was so good because it had fan service in it.
Yo, what's good? Welcome back to Two Weebs in a Pod. I'm one of your hosts. I go by Kevlar.
And your boy Sir Roland, we're here. We're back
Yes.
for another one.
Welcome back.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, how's it been going, man? How you been?
I'm good, man. Kevlar, how are you doing?
I'm doing good. You know, sun came out. It's been raining.
Yeah,
I'm
it's been
doing
raining off and on.
excited about DreamCon coming up.
Mm-hmm. Right around the corner at this point.
Right, so that's basically my anime news. DreamCon coming up a few days as of recording today. Looking forward to that. The Crunchyroll Awards came out this morning.
Mm-hmm.
So we'll probably review and talk about that later.
Yeah.
And yeah, what about you? What's going on in your neck of the woods?
Anime news, I think that kind of covers it. Let me double check here. Yeah, I think that's it for anime news that I got. Nothing major
Yeah,
kind of hit my table just yet, so.
Yeah, just watching FireForce and just been getting ready, excited for DreamCon, basically.
Mm-hmm.
That's pretty much it.
Yeah. It's been a calm week.
Yes, sir. So today we're talking about FireForce Season 3, Episode 4. Let's get right into that review.
Yes.
Let's see. Okay, so this episode, Season 3, FireForce, Episode 4, is titled Golden Secret. It starts off, the lieutenant is just firing off rounds off the blicky, and they're not doing nothing to Golden, or Gold as she's called, just bouncing them back. Tamaki's throwing stuff at her, bullets, it's not working. She's saying none of y'all fourth generation pyrotechs or whatever generation they are, third, second.
Yeah.
It's not doing nothing to them. She's hiding behind this big old shield that Vulcan made. Mind you, she's taxing them this whole time, running it up. As my wife would say, period. Like she's like, this is costing me some time and money, and I need to be compensated.
Yeah, she's definitely taxing them.
Yeah. She like even used her magnetism, which I'm assuming at this point, to grab this shield. Whole time, Leash and Vulcan are trying to analyze her, and she's just standing there, robe open. Leash just looking like she never seen a bad bit before, confused. And they go to the opening sequence. What do you think about the opening sequence? This new one.
I watched it like once. I'll skip over it every. You know what I do like about this opening? I like the music of it. It's kind of
right.
It's super catchy. I think I don't know if it's like midway. But yo, it's catchy as hell, man.
Right. That's what I was thinking too. Yeah.
Graphics wise, it's you know it's cool. I think the music is really good though.
So Tamaki's trying to go up against her. They holding her back, saying you don't got that much firepower. Of course, they don't have Arthur Boyle with them or Shinra, the hitters.
They don't got the heavy hitters with them.
Right, they just got the lieutenant shooting and Tamaki with the offensive too. Goal at this point, she's about to take this big old shield from him. Displaying her power. Alicia's still analyzing. Looking at something on her arm, her right arm. There's a lot of gold on it. Let's see. He's basically just nerding out with that meme with all the algorithms in his head, saying maybe they're using the heat. She's controlling the heat to control the magnetism of the gold.
That's our boy Licked. He's trying to figure it out, trying to get a one-up on her.
Tamaki, or yeah. Tamaki, whatever the name is, she's firing off these gauntlets that she had Vulcan whip up for her. They're like rocket power. They ain't really doing nothing. Meanwhile, so Shinra's fighting. What's to do with the eye patch? Burns. Captain Burns. Yeah. Fighting Captain Burns. That fight's going on. Burns just sitting there, really just standing there, ore farming, getting his ore up to a certain level. That's his power. He can't feel nothing. He's just resistant to it. All right, then back at the main fight, Gold is just mind controlling this rocket power gauntlet. It's not doing nothing. They freaking out. Yeah. She just throwing all the magnetism. Maki's turning to her cat form with their nine tails thing going on. Just jumping around. They dodging.
Yeah, actually, if we get into it, Tamaki is the cat girl with the two tails, and you know, low key she looks like the front runner right now. Not front runner, but the offensive heavy replacement that Shinra and Arthur would be. You know, I think she even says she's not as fast as Shinra, but is able to, you know, move quickly laterally to be evasive. So she is kind of, you know, the front man right now, and you know, so the tactic is going to go through her essentially. And the engineer cooks up like a very explosive or a method to increase her firepower and you know, just up her firepower essentially to be on par with Shinra. And the imagery looks like a fucking spirit bomb from like Dragon Ball Z essentially, or you know, like anybody that watched Boruto. What's that? It's like the father son Rasengan, you know, the Naruto Boruto, like the really big Rasengan he does with one hand and like throw it. But yeah, Tamaki is pretty much trying to end goal with this big ass giant fireball at the moment. So I think that's pretty cool.
Yeah, she's doing her best, but it's basically to no avail. So then, 9 minutes in, I just had to pause. A wild pause. So 9 minutes in, Gold is reflecting all these bombs and gauntlets and stuff and throwing it right back at her. And of course, in typical FireForce fashion, shonen fashion, they're hitting her and they're loosening up her belt buckle, ironically, and pants start falling down. Yep. They got that going.
Gets us now again.
She's pantsless fighting. She already got just the bra showing up top of the jacket. But I guess that ends up saving her. I forgot what they call that again.
I think it's like her lucky lecture lore or something like that. So
this nigga, the lieutenant, was it Hinawa? He sees her pants off, so he's like, F it, let's all take our pants off. So then the rest of them, they just all got their pants off.
Yeah, he rationalizes it by saying, yeah, it's our belts. Everything else is like heat-resistant plastic, but our belts. And everybody kind of becomes pantsless. Jokes.
So yeah, they sit in their pantsless. Yeah. That's crazy. Okay, so that's going on. They're realizing they're kind of stalemate. So Vulcan's girl, I forgot what her name is. She used to be part of the Ironclad or whatever. She got this lava octopus thing going. She was being, I guess, groomed by that dude with the big nose, the whatever company he was in. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah. I'm surprised they didn't Lisa is her name.
Lisa, yes. I think she's a fan favorite. A lot of people like Lisa. Some Lisa stands out there, but
she's cool.
She starts picking up the slack, start going off. You know what I'm saying? Meanwhile, Vulcan is analyzing, and Leash are analyzing Gold's hands, and I think they're starting to come around to what's in it. The material is iron and some other stuff. Yeah. Let me see what's going on. Oh, okay. So wait, I have to rewind.
Mm-hmm.
They figure out the magnetism is the key to it. So Vulcan's about to cook up something to nullify her powers.
Yeah.
And then wait, hold on. Okay, so while Lisa is stalling Gold, Vulcan's like, okay, hear me out. I need you to bend over, and grab any iron, grab any metal that you can. We about to start cooking on you, so I need you to lean over Tamaki, talking to Tamaki with the two tails.
Yeah.
And I kid you not, they start cooking on her ass. So iron, she done bent over on all fours. Mind you, this is the battle scene. She's on all fours, and she done turned her tail into a tornado, and they're
Yeah.
just throwing excess screws and metal into there, heating it up to 2,800 degrees Fahrenheit to melt some metal.
Yeah.
They're trying to create something with a thermite reaction. I don't know what's going on.
Yeah, so they're trying to use the thermite reaction that she previously tried to hit Gold with, and it didn't work with the metals that they're trying to heat up. And they're trying to use her two tails spinning like almost like a wok, like it's just like something to keep the heat going, and like a place to store all of the stuff they're throwing in. Apparently, it in my opinion, it looks kind of ridiculous, but it's the world of anime, so we just gonna go with it.
They said let them cook. Let that boy cook. So as they're literally cooking on her, even Gold admits that this could be this is a clever solution, but she got a counter for it. So then Tamaki starts cat crawling, galloping towards Gold with the concoction in her tails. Oh my god. Heating it up so it's not even magnetic anymore, so Gold won't be able to stop it. She throws her right to Gold's arm and it starts melting her golden gauntlet arm contraption, if you will. Then everybody just starts up and pole on them. You know what? Already ready just started up and pole. He just started firing the blicky at her. Oh my god, it shot her straight in the head. I forgot about that scene.
Yeah.
Good god. Literally shot her dead in the head, knocked the Sonic coins out of her. Pantsless. Mind you, everybody's still pantsless. That's crazy. So it nullified her arm. Wow, they just killed it just like that. None of her homeboys, the Ironclad, just sitting there. Cheesing was like, oh. She wasn't bluffing after all. They killed her. Okay. Now it's the next guy's up. No, grand opening, grand closing. Next guy's up. He got that crazy look in his eye, and they teasing this other boss cloaked in the shadows that's really big. Tamaki yelling at them is like, yo, y'all could have helped fight, but you just let her get killed. And Ironclad, they're like, that's how we roll, baby. We just fight solo dolo. So now his power is some steam stuff. And it's just like Company 8 don't even get a break. They just gotta immediately analyze and fight this guy one at a time. But that's cool.
And our scientist guy pretty much says like it's his flames controlling the wind around. Like he's increasing the temperature in the air and is causing these winds, air currents caused by fire, essentially.
Yeah, and these ones ain't no joke. You see they scratching up her face and everything, Tamaki's face, and he's just whipping them at him.
Yeah.
And the scene, yeah. So he got this power going on.
Yeah, it's also interesting that he calls some of his like movements women names. We have the powerful Erica. He went like Kate, and he said Kate, and let me just Chris and Kate.
Oh, because hurricanes are typically.
That's a good catch. I missed that one. Okay.
The alley oop, but it made sense.
Mm-hmm.
So he's looking like a formidable opponent in Company 8. They just tired. They just fought a other girl. It took forever, a whole episode. So it looks like they almost cooked until your boy Arthur Boyle shows up. Ex Maka.
Oh yeah, a little bit of horror farming on the entrance.
Yeah. He on Demon Time. He didn't say nothing. He just lit up his Excalibur and just basically kills this guy in a couple of seconds and take a whole episode. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. He was fodder. He got introduced kind of like halfway in the episode. I kind of knew like he's not gonna be around for long.
Yeah, he just kills him expeditiously. He defeated his team. Yeah, Arthur, where have you been? Hinawa and them are saying we've been short-handed. Where the hell you been at?
He actually got knocked over on the way over there. So yeah, just
falling out like a goofy. But he's a clutch player. When the team needs him, he be showing out. So that's what's up.
Yeah. Then they cut back to the Burns fight, and I don't think they get too much into the fight. They're pretty much chit-chatting, reminiscing, Burns, the interaction with Show, and, just kind of getting back the intensity of the fight, essentially. It looks like it's going to ramp up. And then they end off with feeding Captain Obi one of the insects, so it ends with that as a cliffhanger. So
yeah, they about to insert your boy Captain Obi, who's been in prison the whole time with the insects, and it's crazy. It looks like he's cooked as well, as you say. So yeah, man, pretty solid episode. I immediately went to the next one after this. I was like, oh shit.
Yeah, this season is definitely cooking up. It has it looks like it's straight action. We talked enough. We've figured out who's our ops, and they pulled up on us this time. So, the whole team is on the offensive. We're storming the castle, essentially, storming the fort, and they're getting after it. This episode really was, in my opinion, kind of I don't know. I have to see the past few episodes, but it was kind of a Tamaki highlight episode, she kind of carried and beat Gold, as the main point. So shout out to Tamaki getting some actual love. But
Lisa Stalin doing something.
Yeah. But
and he know what the headshot. Headshots, nigga. Fuck your vest.
Yeah. That headshot was dead on whatever mark she originally had on her forehead. It was over for her.
They wasn't playing. It's like kill shots. Nah. Yeah. That was crazy. Nah, solid episode.
Yeah, definitely. My only problem with this episode is that it being a Tamaki highlight, it was like the fan service was through the roof. At some point, at this point, am I just signing up every time I click FireForce to just be exposed to a scene where Tamaki's half naked and bent over? I don't know. To me, it's it kind of kills the vibe of the show for me. I don't know. I don't know, man. It's just
it'd be one thing when everybody's adults, but this is shonen, so it's I don't know how old Tamaki is, yo.
Yeah, we start looking this up, and I'm like, yo, bro, what am I looking at right now?
Just I'm only a 16-year-old girl. Yeah. Hey, yo, Eddie.
Why?
I'm married.
And then I'm thinking is it just FireForce? And it's really not just FireForce, but they kind of contain it to one character, which is okay. But I almost think fan service is not needed in anime. It
It
might
really is.
actually be the worst part of anime at this point. Like, I don't
Yeah.
see no one like, yo, this anime was so good because it had fan service in it. The fan service was great. You know what I'm saying? Like, in almost every regard, it kind of hurts the anime. Anytime I'm trying to like recommend
Because you could just,
someone,
if you into that, you could just read a hente or watch a hente. Excuse me. Read one of the more perverse stuff. They got that, but it don't
yeah,
have to be
yeah,
mixed in. Especially when they like
yeah,
high school kids. I'm like,
yeah.
like,
Especially
just make
when,
them college
yeah,
age.
they
They could
got
be college
genres.
age.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, no, that's great. It's not just you. Yeah, that's why I think we do like to lean more towards the sign in and stuff
Mm-hmm.
because it's a little problematic.
Yeah, yeah.
Especially, I think the character I most hate, I forget his name. Was it Minata or Minata from the purple dude with the purple balls in My Hero Academia?
Oh, yeah.
What's that dude's name?
Ooh, I want to say Minata Purple.
Right, it was something at the end. That dude's annoying. He just be perving on all his classmates. I'm like, yo, you gonna catch a case?
Yeah.
What's he gonna?
Even though like that's my Minoru Minata. So even though like that is mild enough, it's just in like what he's saying. It's like, oh, all right, like whatever he says, but the imagery I think is really what is like killing me. I'm just like, all right, bent over girl asking what are you doing with my butt? Like, come on, like we didn't need that in this episode of Fire Force. You know what I'm saying? Like, she already did something amazing. Like a good
Yeah, then
reference to other Naruto and
yeah.
Dragon Ball Z stuff. But then you hit her with this, so it's just like, bruh, like how can I recommend people that aren't like hip to anime, Japanese culture or anime at all? I'm like, yo, this show's fire. But then like episode 3, this happens. And I'm like, bruh, like some people get turned off by that. And I'm like, it's not needed. At least it's not needed in this genre. Like you mentioned, they got other genres. They got, I think ecchi might be a genre that is for that, whatever the case may be. That is not like the extreme, and it's just it's kind of, it is what it is at this point. But it almost pisses me off every time I see it, bro. I'm like, yeah, I'm like, what is that?
Yeah, the way you could choose sub or dub, they need to have a filter to be fan service and no fan service. With that slider, be like,
yeah, because it's just not good. It's not needed. And I almost forgot because we haven't seen Fire Force in a while. That I'm like, oh yeah, all these characters is cool, and then I'm like, oh damn, what was this again? She do? I'm like, oh, she's just kind of that's her thing. All right, okay.
yeah.
But outside of that, on to our, I guess, anime recommendations.
Oh yeah.
This part of this segment of our podcast, I think I could recommend, I'm like 6 episodes in at this point, To Be a Hero X.
That was mine too. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I like it.
Yeah. So far, I mean, how many episodes are you in? You might be able to talk more.
Only one, but it was good. I like it. I'm gonna spin the block on it.
It's good. I think it adds a spin to the, the hero anime kind of genre. I think My Hero is probably the only one I could think of right now. But it's cool. The graphic style kind of switches from what I've seen. It's like 2D animated when it's flashbacks, when it's more like digitally intense or creatively intense, like when they're trying to do really blurry cool effects, they go 2D. And then when, they're just chit-chatting and talking, moving people around in rooms and just regular stuff, it's mainly in 3D. That's kind of how I see it broken down. But
Yeah,
yeah. So you got anything to comment?
yeah. I was saying I first tried to watch it because I forgot who recommended it at first. I think it was just on Crunchyroll, like new
Mm-hmm.
anime, and I watched it. Oh yeah, it was like a lot of buzz on the internet in general about it. And I was looking at it and I was like, turn this off because of the animation style. But then
Yeah.
something you said last episode, it got to me. It was like these animators, they killing themselves, getting sick, dying, doing all
Yeah.
these animations. So we should like indulge in some of these. I'm assuming this is like cheaper and easier to create
Mm-hmm.
style of animation. So I
Yeah.
was like, you know what, I will. And then they do tie that into the whole plot and storyline. Spoiler alert. But yeah, the main character, he is like a mangaka or something, or he works for at least a company that does this type of content
Mm-hmm.
about the superheroes. There's a whole superhero world supposedly, and yeah, he's working for it, and then he's about to quit or gets fired or whatever, and then he's thrust into the spotlight, and he's like, they really highlight how that industry is really tough, meeting all these deadlines, and
Mm.
people really in real life about to unalive themselves off these animes people casually watching. I'm just sitting here binge watching the whole season in 2 days that it took this it could took somebody's whole life trying to draw this. And I'm
Yeah.
just consumed like, what else you got?
What's
And he's like,
next?
oh, I'm fighting for my life. And
Mm-hmm.
people crashing anime that they almost unalive themselves for, and it's like, yeah, so just appreciate the this new style of animation. And it's not, the story is not bad. It's really interesting, so
Yeah.
I like it. I like it.
Yep. That's the recommendation. You said that was also yours as well. Let's see.
I guess another here. My Vigilante?
Yeah.
Is that one's new, right?
Yep.
Yeah,
This
I've been
season.
watching that one. Yeah, you said you've been watching that one. The main dude gets kind of like Batman vibes, but a little precursor to My Hero Academia. Follows three quote unquote vigilantes,
Mm-hmm.
even though that's like illegal. But vigilantes be getting stuff done
Yeah.
when the heroes can't. So I'm enjoying that little ride. FireForce was still watching. I feel like something else. Oh, of course, One Piece. But actually, I kind of had to stop watching One Piece because I wanted to accumulate more episodes because I'm just all the way caught up. And it's like,
When you when did you start watching One Piece? Was that like
man,
were
go ahead.
you like not introduced to anime at all, and then, or you always been like a One Piece watcher? I can't remember.
No, I started to answer your question. I started watching One Piece maybe a little bit before the pandemic.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
I was aware of it, especially when they show episodes on Toonami, but it looked goofy,
Mm.
abstract. I was like, what is this goofy shit?
Yeah.
But then, hearing the buzz, seeing memes about it, I started to give it a try. And yeah, it took a good 2 to 3 years to get caught up watching it. But
Mm.
no, I was introduced to anime just watching, I guess, Pokemon from legit. Like Pokemon, Dragon Ball Z. Um, yeah, then I never really got into anime during high school. A little bit of Naruto, but I really started seriously watching anime like post college. So
Oh, okay. Cool.
I've always heard, yeah, people trashing One Piece and their fans. I was like, well, let me give it an objective try,
Mm-hmm.
and it's a good story. It's a good story. It's really, there's so many episodes that they just build up all the characters. They give you everything. So it's like, it's really good.
Damn, One Piece. It's every time I look at it, I'm like, it's too big of a mountain to climb right now.
Well, you're looking at it wrong. Why think of it as a mountain to climb, as something to conquer? It's just, this One Piece is just a way of life. You just watch
Just
it.
because it's those first few episodes already like yuck to me. Like the style is so old school cartoon.
Yeah, it was
Like.
the time. It was the time period.
Mm-hmm.
That's all I take it as. Really, No, cause it's kind of important to watch the first episode, see how
Yeah,
everybody,
yeah. And I don't want to
you meet.
skip over nothing. And
They do have a lot of fillers, and I'm sure there's a lot of guides on Reddit that can guide you
yeah,
around.
yeah. I heard there is like a one pace, which is like skips out not filler, but just like downtime when they're like, the screen is just panning, or they're just, they said what they said, but it's just like stalling in the footage. Somebody kind of like edited and skipped all of that just to like save time.
Yeah.
But
Yeah, it's dope. Yeah, definitely let me know. Let us know when you ever start to take that red pill. You want to watch One Piece, include fill us in on your journey. It's like an episode, and I think I like. There's value in watching stuff vicariously through other people, seeing what their take or experiences on it. I know, like Kev on stage, he was like vlogging about his journey watching One Piece. I got to spoilers because he dealt with like grief and loss of a family member.
Yeah.
They go into that topic. Yeah, I got something for everything. It's really cool. Yeah. It's really dope.
Okay.
It's about pirates. This One Piece is for black people. Man. I always
Pirates.
they're very anti-establishment, anti-government.
Yeah. That's what I see, and I'm like, I heard, you put me on to a bunch of like, there's a bunch of good black characters in there too. So.
You got Usopp. One Piece is very, anime in general, they don't be doing black people that well. There's like a whole arc where they go to Fishman's Island and they go to what's that called? Atlantis. Yeah. Where there's like mermaid and stuff. And basically that's the niggas, that's the black folks. So some of them be having like big lips and stuff, and I'm like, chill. All right, chill. They had like one fish. They went to like some speakeasy or some club or something, and somebody was singing, and she's just like really dramatic, and I was like, what is this? What is this? There's an island called Sanji. He's the cook, and he's like, he loves women, but he goes to this island to learn to fight better. But it's a whole bunch of transgender people, whatever the politically correct term is. But they're like, it's like men dressed as women and stuff.
Okay.
And they show like their hairy legs and they have big heads. And you're like, Sanji, we love you. And he's really not with it. Yeah. That could be a little problematic because they be delving into that world. I wouldn't be mad if somebody got offended by their take on that. So it could be a little problematic, but take it with a grain of salt. It's a cartoon.
Yeah, when you got 1,000 episodes, you could touch on every topic, I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
All right.
Interesting. Yeah, but other than that, DreamCon is here. We probably will not. Yeah, we'll probably post this. You'll be seeing this while we are out and about at DreamCon. I'm pretty sure. So if by any chance y'all see us, show some love.
Yeah.
And like, comment, subscribe on the video. Let us know. And hope to bump into somebody. That would probably make my day if I bump into somebody and they're like, hey, yo, I seen your stuff. That'd be cool.
Yeah, definitely hit us up. More content to come. Like, share, subscribe.
Yeah.
But unless there's anything else, we've been 2 Weebz in a pod, and we'll check you out later. Peace.